Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Cabra Bowls for the Inter-Region Sides Championship. We're now underway with the first ever women's inter-region match. Chelsea Renouf on the mat for Nepean Highlanders. Our stream rink, Joy Scott now for South East, and the Nepean Highlanders team, Chelsea Renouf, Heidi, Finnerty, Glenda, Lee and Lynne Langfield, and they're up against Joy Scott, Kathryn, Ryan, Susan O'Brien and Christine McGarrity. Now the two rinks for Nepean, Whitney Laylaw, Mona Serval, Gail Howe and Michelle Mullaney, who are playing against South East, Jean Thompson, Annie Swinburne, Ron McGarrity and Emma Pettit. And for Nepean Highlanders, the third rink, Terry Chatke, Julie Stanford, Christine Nokaitis and Anne Gosden. And for South East, it's Rose Farrington, Di Skipworth, Reese Finn Young and Sharon Renshaw. So for Nepean, that was Heidi Finnerty with the grey bowls. Kathryn now on the mat has the green. Is the matches also being played in this Inter-Region Championship at Mount Lewis, hosting two sections of men and one of women, and the Cabramatta Diggers hosting two of the sections of women. Great bowling from Heidi. Finnerty, two very good bowls. Kathryn, Ryan just needs a touch more width than a previous and just hasn't quite sent. The greens here probably going to be a little bit slower than you'd normally expect from Cabramatta. Yesterday's practice sessions on all of the grass greens were cancelled simply because of the amount of rain that's been falling here. On Thursday, we had the senior men's inter-region semi-final and final, which was transferred to the covered carpet green. And just as well we did, because the top green here on Thursday was underwater for nearly all day. The amount of rain that had fallen. Glenda Lee, dark blue bowls. Just going to try and play the forehand, get in underneath short ones. Got a little touch, knocked it back. Darker orange bowls are southeast. Southeast, the coastal area of New South Wales, starting at Nowra and going all the way down to Mallacoota. Coastal strip. And Nepean Highlanders is the Penrith, Richmond and foot of the Blue Mountains, the eastern side of the Blue Mountains. Down for our skippers to play their opening bowls. In Langfield. and Christine McGarrity. Christine not quite got the speed required with that one. Did say these greens will be just a bit slower than you'd normally expect here at Cabramatta. Beautiful grass cover, but we did get a considerable downpour of rain on Thursday and yesterday. And it's just going to be slightly under there. I believe that was 2 shots southeast to open the scoring on our stream rink. In fact, it was. Joyce got decent weight, just didn't quite send that one out enough. Chelsea Renouf. Good starter. Joy, good correction on this one. Just slightly under the weight though. Heidi Finnerty, she'll play her backhand. Just looking to get around the orange bowls. Maybe a little path underneath. I think that one's just gone a little too far. Kathryn Ryan wants a slight correction on her opening effort. Come to a good home. Oh, he's just taken a bit more grass with this one. Not quite going to come back all the way. Apologies for the little gap in audio, just troubleshooting once again. Glenda Lee. Got shot there. Christine will try and reach. Langfield on the way down. Thank you, Chelsea. She's had experience on the live stream rink in our junior events. Christine wants to get underneath that one. Got it dead square. Rolled it right up. Mid-green bowl. Oh, I think that's Lynne Langfield's that she's pushed up. We have 3 green sets of bowls on this rink. The lightest ones, Kathryn Ryan's. The darkest ones, Christine McGarrity's. That's 4. And now looking at more. 4 shots to Nepean. Chelsea just a little wide with her opening effort. Well, good correction from Chelsea. Joy, she needs to just give it a little more oomph and a little less grass. Well, good corrections, come to a good home. Heidi Finnerty just needs to push. Yep, it's going to be the shot. Pretty good bowl. And Kathryn Ryan, Christine's wheeling that one to get down quicker. Pretty well played from Heidi. I think that one will count as well. Kathryn Ryan took a little bit of weight off that one, just still ran through a fraction. Glenda also about a metre over. Susan O'Brien, there's a lovely open draw in there. Just needs to get underneath Chelsea Renouf's bowl. She's made sure she's up as well. Glenda just looking for a metre off. Just slightly overcorrected there. Christine just looking for that draw in, slightly under the line and under the weight. Weight would have been reasonable. Lynne Langfield looks to be on a bit of a tight line as well. Lady's just struggling to find that weight and grass at the moment. Looks about a line from Christine. Oh, yeah, another few shots here. I'll put the tape on. Four shots to count. good starter from Chelsea. Joy. Just looking for a little more on the first one. Has overcorrected ever so slightly. Heidi Finnerty slightly under the line. Can end up in a good home. That might be Nepean holding 3 again already. And Kathryn Ryan. There is a nice draw in there. Chelsea Renouf bowls just past Jack High. Just turn is a bit more than the ladies are expecting. There's 4 bowls narrow on that hand already. You can play with confidence here. Little touch is not going to hurt them. Just push that one through on a narrow line again. This does look like a better line from Kathryn Ryan. Christine likes the look of it. Just wants it to slow down. It's just gone through. It's still 3 to Nepean. Lynne saying get a backhand draw, stay wide of the line. Glenda, she's definitely taken a grass. Could be a good guide here for Susan O'Brien. Still that backhand side for the right-hander. There is an attraction there to play narrow, obviously. All those bowls on that side, 7 of them on a similar line, all on the backhand, foot and a half narrow. We are playing 63 ends, 21 ends per rink. We are in sectional play. All 63 ends must be completed. At the end of 3 rounds of sectional play, winner is decided on win points. And if the points are equal, then we go to margins. Nice little touch for Susan O'Brien. Gets probably 3rd shot. Both skippers have a backhand shot available. Will be a forehand for Christine, being a left-hander. Lynne's got first use of the mat. She can play her backhand just with a little bit of reach. Maybe just up to that blue bowl. No real value in teeing it out, but just wants to get that position. If you happen to go past, you're going to be a good covering. So just arriving, not you're making sure you're just a little bit wide. Just sit on the inside of that last blue bowl. And, well, she's out on that narrow again. So for Christine, probably does want to be just a fraction narrow to arrive to the jack. Little tickle can squirt it back to that blue bowl. It's coming back quite nicely. Just going to shave wide. Finishes in a very good home though. If Christine's got second or two third shots, she might consider playing a little more attacking. Just over the draw. Wants to arrive down to the shot bowl. I think she's dead drawn that. Has fallen over. No, one shot to Nepean. Oh, Christine McGarrity. All but perfect. See that one on replay. Had shot, fell over. Jack's moved to the opponent's bowl. Little unlucky. Chelsea Renouf starting to find the line. A little bit shy with the weight on that opening delivery, but Joy Scott playing the backhand side. We'll draw a shot. Chelsea just slightly overcorrected. Good home behind. Joy wants just a foot more weight. Oh, it might be two counters. Just took a little off that one. Oh, Heidi Finnerty looking to follow her opponent's lead down. Just didn't quite send that one. Both hands are available here. They might just decide to play the forehand with a little more open air. Heidi Finnerty's last bowl, a couple of metres short on that backhand side, might look like it's in the way. I was suspecting her leads bowls hasn't really moved them a lot. Might just make that backhand side look a little more attractive, having just shuffled Joy's second bowl off the centre line. Heidi pretty well down. Wants a piece of something. Got the jack back. Pretty well done. 2 to Nepean as this head stands after Heidi's trailed that jack. Susan just wants this to turn. Seems that ditch side holding a little bit more than the other. In Langfield, she's just looking to get down under that grey Heidi Finnerty bowl. I think Christine McGarrity, she'll be looking for much the same idea, just to arrive. A slightly tighter line. Need the buzzer on Joy. Well, she's drawn third wood. I think Lynne Langfield, she should be playing a little bit of positive to this. You be that tight line, you get down and just turn that jack off that centre line a bit further. Make it all the harder for Christine. She's got the edge and come in for another shot. Needs to turn. It's just going to hit Heidi Finnerty's in the middle. I think that'll be 3 to Nepean. It is. And Nepean off to a huge start here, 12-2. On the other rinks, Sharon Renshaw leads 6-0 after 4 ends. It appears that might be 5 ends. Okay, I can fix that. That's 5-4. Michelle Mullaney leading Emma Pettit. After 4 ends on the next rink. So 14 ends into our 63 end clash. It's 17 shots to 12. Nepean Highlanders leading Southeast. Oh, it's a great start from Chelsea Renouf. Joy Scott's not a bad answer. Joy wants 2 feet on the last. Giving it a pretty fair show. Just going to drop in behind the jack. Great home. Good pile from Heidi Finnerty. Sits on her leads bowl, gives them 2 with no real target. Kathryn Ryan. Well, this one's pretty close. Just going to go underneath the jack. Well, last end in this direction, we had more than half the bowls more than a foot narrow. This time, it's still a slightly narrow line, but very much improved. Heidi Finnerty, she's just under the line. Finished in a very good home. Glenda wants this one to really turn back. Not quite speed enough from Susan. Glenda, a weight on a first one. Pretty good enough to count. Slightly tightened it up. Doesn't want... Well, she sat on the nearest southeast bowl. She probably made that head better for them. Oh, well under the line, unfortunately. Well, I can see why adjacent rink. About to put the 3 shots on. Well, in Langfield's bowl, just made Christine McGarrity's job that bit harder. That's a good effort from Lynne Langfield. Nepean be holding a few again. McGarrity's got the option here. She can try and draw round those or come with a bit of weight. Looks like she's going to try and reach. Oh, it's going to need a little bit of favour here. Gets those solid though. That'll be another count to Nepean. Well, it's another count of 4. Streaming ahead. Well, Chelsea has got a good correction with a bowl. Joy just going to hang wide. Kathryn Ryan. Oh, just sailing through from Susan O'Brien, Heidi Finnerty with a couple of good ones, holding two. It's on the Nepean at the moment. Susan just trying to get down to those shot bowls. Oh, gets a little run in off the orange. Close first shot. I'll have a look. When Langfield just looking to arrive. Taking a fairly high line. So they might be holding with the grey bowl. Just taking such a conservative line. Christine's just going to miss that one. So it is one shot more to Nepean. Joy. The first one was a beauty. Could this be the start of a little revival for Southeast? Gets a touch. Renshaw's scored a few shots in the last couple of ends on the furthest rink. Heidi Finnerty's going to sit and fall in. Six five on all 5-6 on 6 on the adjacent rink. Pettit scored a couple of ones and a little chunk there from Susan O'Brien. Drags that jack back. Susan changes hands, looks to get another draw down, and it's a second toucher. Very well played. Glenda Lee, couple down. Unfamiliar territory for the Nepean Highlanders so far this game. They've managed to hold the shots for most of the time. Dropped to 2. Other than that, they've scored every other end. Very healthy lead. Just in front on the scoreboard, though, Sharon Renshaw has a 10-shot lead on her rink, and it's Emma Pettit up by 1. Becoming a bit congested already, the path down to this Jack. Well, it's pretty well pointed from Glenda. She got the result. We didn't see it though. We'll mark Lynne Langfield's card with one naughty frowny face. We have to remember that these players are playing in the first ever women's interregion. They have a right to forget that there is the camera there occasionally. Just a reminder, the 2025 final series of the TAB Platinum Pennant will be on here at Cabramatta, 30th and 31st of May, 1 o'clock, 5 o'clock starts. But before that, on 29th of May, we have 2 games on live here from Cabramatta, 1 o'clock and 5:30. 1 o'clock, it's the Bull Ants at home, struggling to maintain a place in the 5, and they're up against the so far undefeated Maryland's Magic. A loss may well see the Bull Ants, the defending premiers, tumble out of the final series. At the same time, Engadine Cougars take on Mount Lewis Lions. Engadine currently sitting in 6th, just a few points behind. They know that a victory will almost certainly get them a finals berth. especially since the 5:30 match, our streaming match, Warilla and East Maitland. Currently in the top 5, both teams at a loss. You can see the loser will probably miss out if Engadine has a victory. A few different variations. And if you want to watch those games live, next Thursday, 29th of May, 1 o'clock here at Cabramatta, be 2 clashes on. It's the Cabra Mount Lewis and the Cabramatta Marylands and Engadine Mount Lewis. So one further shot to Nepean on our streaming rink. So round 11, 29th of May. All 6 games will be played. So there's 4 games on at 5:30 here at Cabra. We've got battles against being relegated, battles for finals. We will have one on live stream, of course, so don't forget to subscribe to the Bowls New South Wales YouTube channel so that you don't miss any of the action. Well, next door, Emma Pettit has just picked up a 7. Or a 6. That pushes Southeast ahead on the main board. Chelsea just wants to get inside that one. A little unfortunate. Joy might have taken a slightly safe wider line. Kathryn Ryan, wow, it was a good line. Heidi Finnerty, she's played pretty well so far. So we do have progress scores from the other games that we'll be scrolling through on the second scoreboard underneath our main. You'll notice that on the women's draw, there are a couple of teams, unfortunately, weren't able to come. And players just weren't able to get out of their area with the flooding. And in Great Lakes and Mid-North Coast. North Coast in the men's. A few of them were able to arrive for the men's, and the men's senior has had a few stay on. Similarly for Manning Great Lakes, a couple of the men's senior have stayed on. Flooding in those two areas has impacted on the availability of players and the ability of some people to be able to get home, so staying on has been a good option. Glenda's just going to run through. Needs to miss that bowl. I don't think it had the weight anyway. Slightly open head this time. Still a little bit of congestion trying to get in. Langfield wants this to hold a bit longer. It's going to crash short. It is one to southeast, I believe. I think that'll make it two. It might only be one. Just have to check the scoreboard. What's been put up? Yeah, it was just the one. Oh, Joy. It was a good line with her opening bowl, just didn't quite send it. And Chelsea's dropped the weight off this one as well. from Joy. Well, Chelsea's given that a chance and finished in behind. The big board, very tight. Couple of big scores. Big score on this rink. The other two countermanding that. So it's 29-28 Southeast leading Nepean at this stage. Good effort from Heidi. Kathryn Ryan wants to get a little further up the previous effort. Can get a winner off the orange. Just gets a little glance, runs behind. Get her own up. Oh, done pretty well with that one. Still 1 to Southeast. Yeah, it's Joy Scott's bowl on the jack. Glenda wants a nice tight line, can turn Heidi's bowl up onto the shot or little trail. Just going to hold. Good home. Susan O'Brien ideally would draw just around and finish just behind. Got the edge, doesn't come in far enough. Yeah, just call that. Look to turn the grey bowl over. Not going to get down quickly enough to change that head. So in Langfield, looking for a little bit of weight through the bowls. Wants to get the grey onto the grey. And, well, she's got the result. Hasn't really been Christine McGarrity's day so far. They've had a look to see what they think. Well, no easy shot available here for Christine. Looks like she's going to try and reach up just to get a little disturbance. Having looked to work out her shot again. Not a lot in it. Well, looks like they're going to declare the head, but get an umpire to measure. So one's Nepean. fair start from Chelsea again. Played fairly well. Leeds battle's been fairly competitive. Oh, Joy just inside, or just doesn't quite run it out. Metre short, the Nepean bowls there. Heidi will try and play around those. Run into those, probably too tight. Wants to miss them. Oh, it's a bit short too. Oh, Susan runs into her own bowl, runs it up closer to the jack. Can get a result by punching these bowls up. And got second shot. A bit under the line there from Susan. So Glenda. Forehand available still. Just arriving. Can decide to play the backhand and try and set over the grey bowl. Light green on the trail through is a southeast bowl though. I'll just lays the orange bowl over. Christine looks to be on a decent line. Wants to just skirt that bowl. Not quite there. So Lynne wants this to come right back in. Just going to be a bit wide for the speed she's got. Christine holding one, looking to draw another. Just needs to sneak around the short bowls. Very close. That'll be 2 shots. Well bowled, Christine McGarrity. Joy Scott, backhand draw. Good start for Joy. Chelsea also playing that side of the green. Joy can get down to the jack here, touch it towards her own is really good. Just going to be through a fraction. Tighter line for Chelsea. Just needs to hold on. It's going to be under the line a bit too far. Good effort from Kathryn Ryan here. Oh, just going to drift out. Heidi Finnerty likes to play the forehand side, the ditch side of the green. Very well played. Just a little under the line, a little too aggressive. Another good effort from Heidi. Well, just gets their own, punches it past the jack, sits in front. Might have made 2 seconds. Great bowl from Glenda. Draws a shot. Well, Christine's turned the bowls. I think she's still a couple down, though. And have a look at the second shot here. I'll update your other scoreboards in a moment. Two it was. No, they only put one on the board. Well, not too bad of an opener from Chelsea, just maybe 30 centimetres short of the jack. Joy looks to be on a decent line as well. Just a little bit through. Chelsea slightly overcorrected, so Joy now on her way down. Wants to miss that one. It was so slightly under the line. Heidi's just pulled her grass in a little bit as well. Good effort. Just needs to run this out, not quite there. A little bit on the wide side from Glenda. Got the feather off her own and ran out. Skipper's now to play. Well, mixed pairs qualifying event is now open. That'll be played on the 1st and 2nd of November. The over 40s pairs qualifying also open. That's being played 2nd and 3rd of November. The rookie singles and pairs, they're also open at the moment. So if you're interested in playing in all three of those events or any one, you can jump on the Bowls New South Wales website for more information. It's bowlsnsw.com.au. Point your mouse at events and annual events. You enter those through Bowls link. Very close for Christine here. Well, in Langfield, at least one down. I think it might be close to two. I think it's still one to southeast. McGarrity just looking for a draw down to her own bowl. Going to crash on the short ones. One shot to southeast. A good starter from Joy. Oh, Chelsea, that's not a bad reply, just a little bit short. Christine's interested in this one. Just turned her own over. That's very good. Chelsea just needs to add a couple of feet. Up and over her own is good. Sneaking around the back is also very good. Kathryn Ryan. Oh, just going to drop that one a little bit on the short side. Probably would have been better a couple of feet behind. Heidi Finnerty, though, she can play through Chelsea Renouf's bowls. She can also play through the two shot bowls. Can get a good result here. Little 1-2 clang. Does exactly that. Wanted to play backhand up to the bowls just past Jack High. Hit some good position. Not quite given it sufficient width. Oh, coming in fairly nicely, just not quite got the speed needed again. Glenda's got a very attacking line. Weight though, he's not going to hold her up long enough. That was good. Draw weight, needed just a bit more grass. Slightly wider line this time from Glenda. She's got a chance to come down past that. Inside rub. They're now holding 3. Nepean, that is. Christine, a few down, just wants to get into that head. Well, she's got rid of 1. Lynne, on the other hand, she's just looking to draw another one in there. Played that very, very well. I think this one's well under the line. Lynne wants this to get down under the green bowl. Oh, look, count. That's 3. Good hit from Heidi. From Heidi. Kicks the jack out towards the boundary peg. Still well and truly in. Great delivery, though, from Susan O'Brien. Glenda just going to sail past there. Sorry, that was Kathryn Ryan who drew a shot. Susan O'Brien's just drawn a second one, as long as it's still in. It's not. Glenda. Just under the line this time, still the little bit of speed on it. Southeast holding one, maybe two. Shell now looking to add to this. Slightly under the line, but that's okay. The weight's okay. It'll get in towards the count. Just going to be under from Lynne. Michelle's just under the line you needed here. McGarrity. 2 shots to Southeast. Joyce Scott now on its way in. Oh, good start from Chelsea. Chance here, though, for Joy Scott just to tickle that jack round the corner to her own bowl. Just not quite able to get that. Although she has probably got shot. Chelsea wants to just get up and over her own. Line here for Kathryn, just not going to run it out. Heidi, a little bit of attacking notion. Just on the outside of that bowl, probably need to be on the inside. Kathryn again wants under her own. Well, she's just gone round. It's going to be a good home there, finishing inside Heidi Finnerty's bowl there. This is a much more attacking line. Can get, well, got a piece of the jack onto the orange bowl. Orange one is Joy's, so it's one at least to southeast. Glenda. Nice attacking line. Chance for the jack. Oh, going to get the hole. Well, no doubt Glenda will be attacking again. Very close. Going to slide through again. I think it's 1 to southeast at the moment. Christine needs this just to run a fraction more. Just going to pull up out of the area to count. Langfield's going to miss on the other side. Does take the catching bowl for Southeast back. And Chris, I think she needs to just get a nice forehand draw, backhand draw for her. Just around the short light green bowl. Count in behind the shot bowl. Not quite. Well, it can get a glide that'll give her a favourable result. She's got it. Oh, and have the umpire come along to measure that one. Umpire chocks the leaning bowl, puts the little rubber wedges underneath. We'll set up the orbital to go around. Light green roll. That one was Kathryn Ryan's. Be 2 shots, I believe. That'll be 1 then. 1 to Nepean. I must have bumped the buttons on the scoreboard. Now it says 24-6 on the scoreboard. I must have put some shots on the wrong side. Decent bowl from Heidi. Just chips the jack back. Unfortunately for me, these stickers are very similar, but I do believe the orange bowl is Joy Scott's. That particular orange bowl, I should say. Oh, I could be wrong. I think we might have to revert to giving one of the teams on our live stream rink the fluorescent yellow stickers. Christine's having a close look at that. It's obviously Joy Scott's bowl, and it's up and down between that and the grey Nepean bowl for Heidi Finnerty. Which one is shot? Glenda, slightly attacking line. Ooh. We have commented that the majority of the regions have used the newly made logos for them as the emblem on the small sticker. Problem is they're all very similar shape on the sticker. Hard to tell which one's which. And Langfield, Nepean skipper, will deliver. If you have just joined, a reminder that we're watching the Women's Inter-Region Championship. Coming to you live from Cabra Bowls We also have matches being played at Mount Lewis and Cabramatta Diggers. Oh, Christine. Oh, she hasn't quite sent this. Well, the suggestion from Glenda to Lynne was to play through and try and push that orange bowl out of the head. Could be worth a few. I'm going to put the tape on for the extras. One shot to southeast. Oh, must have been two. That is exactly what the scoreboard says at the moment. 24-9 after 17. Our middle rink says 8:21 after 15. And the furthest rink, 12:26 after 17. So 44. 56 after 49 ends, all square. Chelsea's just gone a fraction wide there. Heidi Finnerty on the mat for Nepean. Looking for a draw down on that backhand side. Kathryn Ryan. She's also on her way down there. So Heidi Finnerty, she'll pop it down on that backhand side again. Heidi looking for nice backhand draw. Wants this to come all the way in. Just past the jack. Backhand again for this time Susan O'Brien on the mat. So Glenda Lee, she'll be on her backhand as well, looking for a little sit of the jack. Got a touch. Just got the outside of the wide bowls and ran away. Oh, so he's saying, what happened to the score? Well, I keep putting what's on the board. Unfortunately, every now and then they change what's on the board. I think someone just flipped the wrong score on one end. She's looking to arrive here. Wants to get around, just doesn't quite make it. She'll try and push one in through here. Can get inside that Chris McGarrity bowl and get a result. Well, I'll put a tape on it. happened to Nepean. $45.58, our big board says. Did have Chris McGarrity down as 10 shots a little earlier. That's what our scoreboard says. I think one of the players might have just flipped the 4 shots on the wrong side of the board. Oh, good start from Joy Scott. Chelsea, her opening bowl was pretty good as well. Just going to be a little bit quick wide with this one. Heidi Finnerty, backhand. Wants to get down underneath. They're holding one dozen on the outside of that. Just going to sit at the back. Kathryn Ryan. Chance to draw down to Chelsea Renouf's bowl just in behind there. Those are the red coloured bowls. I think they're red with white speck. Heidi, oh, it's a bit tight here. Kathryn, got to negotiate that grey bowl. It's short now. Glenda just a little on the wide side. Chris just looking at Jack High there for Susan. Just pull the grass across a little bit. It's not too bad at home. Will be a little bit of a nuisance for the Nepean Highlanders team. I'm going to look for the forehand draw. Just got the edge of the light blue bowl. Popped it through the hole, so no real damage. Just a little wide. Not quite on the target that Chris wanted. So Lynne Langfield, she'll have a look. She's got one bowl in that head of the first 4. Quite even the first 5. It's not really an attacking opportunity for Chris to try and remove it, though. Do you think the best option for Lynne would be a backhand draw down to the orange bowl, just onto the right of centre line? Little touch is okay there, but sit the orange bowl, can make 2. Giving it a reasonable chance. They are turning a little bit today. Just going to fade across and do fancy. They're turning a bit more than they were first thing this morning, which you'd expect. The shadow on that side of the green, it would have been just a little bit slower than the other. I've seen that a few times. Chris is just not quite committed enough with that one. It's a good line to just get back to that red bowl, knowing that she doesn't want to touch the jack, really. A little touch on that forehand side back is okay, maybe a foot. So then that bowl does force her to change hands, though, and she's been a little bit tight on the grass. Chris is just going to not quite swing back enough there. It is 1 to southeast. $25.10 now on the scoreboard. You can see 9.23 on 17 for the middle rink and 12.28 on 18 for rink 17. It'll give us a 61.45 lead after 54. Southeast leading Nepean. 2 rinks to 1. A reminder that we will be coming to you live again from Cabramatta this afternoon with round 2 of the Inter-Region Championship. This afternoon's match will be a men's inter-region, Manning Great Lakes taking on Greater Newcastle. And on rink 15 this afternoon for Manning Great Lakes, it will be Jason Preston, Jason Orish, Paul Jobson and Clint Doust. They'll take on Kane Cools, Lockie Freeman, Shane Evans and Dave Govan. And then tomorrow morning We'll have Nepean Highlanders versus Metro Southwest in the men's again. And our streaming rink for that game for Nepean would be Jason Cheadle, Gavin Aitken, Dean Aitken and Luke Granger, taking on Beau Prideaux, Rick Lucy, Brett Spur and Nick Cahill. And on tomorrow afternoon, we have the women's quarter-final. Followed by the women's semi-final Monday morning and the men's final Monday afternoon. It's at least one to Joy Scott here. Oh, good trail there from Susan O'Brien. That'll be probably 3 now to southeast. To remind that next Thursday, 29th of May, you can watch the best bowlers in the world, all at Cabra Bowls. It's the magic round, the gather round, whatever you want to call it, but every platinum pennant side will be playing here at Cabramatta from 1 o'clock. We've got 2 games on. Our streaming match will be the Cabramatta Bull Ants up against the Maryland's Magic. The Magic looking to complete an unblemished round robin series. They've won 10 from 10 so far. The Bull Ants, the defending premiers though, they face the real threat that if they do succumb to the Magic, they will miss the final series. Same time as that match, Engadine Cougars take on Mount Lewis. The Cougars, currently running 6th, know that they will more than likely reach the finals should they get a win, and the Lions, they risk being in the relegation zone should they have a loss. Then from 5:30 p.m, we'll have 4 games on. Our streaming match will be Warilla and East Maitland. Those 2 sides know that they could very well drop out of the top 5 and out of finals should they lose. And that would depend on Cabramatta beating Marylands and Engadine beating Mount Lewis. They'll know what they need to do. And then we've got the other 3 clashes that will decide, or very well decide, who is in the relegation zone or not. Chris McGarrity, just to draw down inside the light green bowl, currently holding a good count, just didn't quite punch that one through the hole enough. In Langfield, looking to save here. Don't mind the call from a third, which is to just arrive up on that backhand, can get a result off any one of those front 2 bowls. Just needs to get a stop, use them as breaks, just like that. Very well played, Lynne. Langfield gets the shot. Chris is going to come have a look. While they're having a look, we have 3 different competitions currently with entries open. The state mixed pairs qualifying right around the state. 1st and 2nd of November, that qualifying will be held. Those entries are open right now, as is the over 40s pairs qualifying there, a bit closer, 2nd and 3rd of August. And also our very popular rookies singles and pairs qualifying. Those entries both open now. Check out bowlsnsw.com.au for all the details. Hover your mouse on events from the drop-down annual competitions rookies or state championships for the mixed pairs. Now, Christine, I think she wants to get rid of that shot bowl. Just going to run past, so it will be one more to Nepean. Lynne's got one bowl left. Been asked, how do we work the qualifying? The 32 qualify for the state final series in all four of those events, the rookie singles and pairs, state mixed pairs and the over 40s pairs. So 32 qualifiers. We guarantee each region to get one. The additional 16 places are allocated based on the number of entries received by each region. So one region may get 3 places, depending on the number of entries. It's just to even out the qualification process. And the 32 at the state finals, 8 sections of 4, 3 round robin games. Top of each section then progresses to the quarterfinals. One shot to Nepean. So last end coming up. So we will have a little break. We're due to be back at 1 p.m. to start our second round of the day. I do thank our 3 host clubs, Cabramatta, Cabramatta Diggers, Mount Lewis for their efforts. And it's been a bit challenging over the last few days. You wouldn't know it by looking at it, but we've had some exceptionally wet weather. Probably not quite as wet as the Manning Great Lakes, Port Macquarie, Mid-North Coast areas. And you will see there's a couple of buys in our rolling progress scores. Unfortunately, the teams in those Manning and Mid-North Coast areas were not able to actually get enough players out to get here. So some players quite affected by the rain, and the Manning Mid-North Coast areas weren't actually able to come through with flooded roads. What should have been a 4 or 5 hour trip was going to be greatly expanded by having to go way north and then across and down the New England. And even then the advice was that those roads were a little bit risky. So in the interest of player safety, there was 2 teams withdrawn. Fortunately, in the men's side, a majority of the players could get out and get down. But Mid-North Coast and Manning have both had a couple of the players from the senior side stay on to fill the gaps. So the senior men had already played. They hadn't left as yet. So they managed to stay on. I think Joy's holding one here, but Heidi's about to turn. That's Chelsea's bowl gone up. So Nepean once again holding shot. Kathryn Ryan. Well, a little bit of intent in this one. Going to find the hole. It's been the story of the game here. The Nepean ladies have just been able to find the result. The southeast, they've really struggled to just get that advantage. Heidi Finnerty, well, it's just going to not quite get that one away. If you are enjoying the stream, don't forget to subscribe to Bowls New South Wales, because we'll be back. We're due to be back at 1 p.m. this afternoon with round 2. 9 a.m. tomorrow, round 3. Well bowled Kathryn Ryan punches it out and stays. And then the semi-final final on Monday. The following Thursday, we've got 2 matches of Platinum Pennant round 11 coming your way, 1 o'clock and 5:30. Then Friday, all gets underway for the Platinum Pennant finals here at Cabra Bowls. Again, 1 o'clock, 5:30. Then Saturday, 1 p.m. for the preliminary final, 5:30 for the grand final. And if that's not enough, starting on Monday week, that's the 2nd of June, 4 days of Champion of Club Champions singles. And we'll have a break from Bowls New South Wales, but I'm absolutely certain that you'll be getting some action from the Australian Open from Bowls Australia. And then towards the end of June, we'll be back again. We'll be bringing you the Open State Pennant Finals. End of June. Great bowl from Glenda. Oh, just crashes into the shorter bowl. Because following this event, the squads for the New South Wales State Selection Series will be named. The final trial squads to form our state sides in men and women, the over 40s men and women, the under 25 men and women, and the senior over 60s. We've got some test series coming up against Queensland and Victoria, and then the Nationals to be held in Tasmania in November. In just a bit on the short side with that one. Christine wants to get down here. Final end. She's got one last bowl. Last bowl for Lynne, provided we don't have a dead end, of course. And if you're interested in getting down to the Platinum Pennant Finals, Cabra Bowling Club does have some corporate boxes available for those finals. You can contact the club for all the information. And last bowl of the game. Christine McGarrity wants this to get back. Looks like it's just going to hold its line a little too long. One for sure. We'll have a look for the second. One shot to Nepean to finish it off. Wow. Unfortunately, my scoreboard's just reset itself. I pressed the wrong button. But that is a big win on the main board so far. It was a fairly solid sort of lead. 66.55 with only a couple of ends to go. It finished up 27.10, as you can see on screen. Don't forget, you can line up for the corporate boxes for platinum pennant final. Some packages available. Get in touch with Cabra Bowls for that. But for now, it's goodbye, and we'll see you again back here. We're scheduled to go back again at 1 p.m. with round 2.